1 being you don't really look like the expert yet, and 10 being everybody knows you're the expert, the voice of authority in real estate in the last 1 month. So who's going to share first? And don't be shy. So you can take your mute off, and who's going to share first, right? Where would you rate yourself as now coming across as a voice of authority and an expert in the last 1 month? Who's going to share? It's all about you guys answering the questions now, because I'm not teaching today. I'm asking your feedback now. We're going through feedback.
So guys, don't be shy. We're not going to make fun. We're not going to point blame. Go ahead,
Silva.
Yay. How are you, Lucy?
I'm good. Well done. You've been doing very well on your social media.
Thank you. Yes, I just also joined the Grant Cardone challenge, who did something like you, similar to your challenge.
Okay.
And I pitched myself as a real estate agent on all my social media. I went live on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm gaining momentum. I mean, thanks to you and your push, it's getting easier every time. I just know what to do. And I go to the gym and I get all my ideas from there, and then I share. And then I post on all my social media. I actually just tagged you in to see what I just did, because I was supposed to do it in 60 seconds, not more. So yeah, and for LinkedIn, I had to shorten it to 20 seconds. So I'm getting better and better in with this. So I'm happy.
How would you rate yourself? 10 being you're very happy with what you've done, becoming a voice of authority, or 5 or 6? Give yourself a rate.
I believe between 6 and 7. Amazing. Let's do 6 with something like that, you know.
I love it. I love it. So there's still more you can do until you know you're the voice of authority on your social media, right?
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Silva. Who else wants to share? Come on, everybody has to share. Like we've got an hour together.
I'll share. I didn't watch it the other time, but I watched your video a couple of times, and I'm a big thing on social media. I actually have an Empowering Women page with 21,000 followers.
Oh, wow. I'm joining that.
But yes, you should join it. But on that, I don't have all the contacts. It's people actually around the entire world who I've spoken to over the years to help them and lift them up. But within the last week, I guess it's a week and a half ago, I started a new page where people have to, if they want to join the group, it's another empowerment inspiring group for women. If they join the group, they have to put in their email address. So within 10 days, I'm up to 600 followers.
Amazing.
And I have all their contact info. So I have to put those into my database. So
I love it. Clever woman. So Mara, let me ask you, in terms of coming across as the voice of authority as a realtor in the last 1 month or whenever you watch my video, how would you rate your progress now? Like, are you now at a 10 in terms of everybody knows you're a real estate guru?
No, I don't think I'm at a 10 yet, but I think everybody knows I'm a realtor, and I have brought that out, and people have said they're going to share my contacts. And I think I could, I didn't start off by telling everybody I was a realtor in the beginning, because I want to come across actually as they trust me and confidence.
And they can trust you as a realtor.
Well, I did put it in last week, and everyone's congratulating me, and everyone's telling me to send them their card. And I told, I asked if I could put them all in their database, and they said, of course. And
amazing. So how would you rate yourself? Are you an 8?
I guess I would say I'm an 8.
Amazing. Yes. So that's progress, and that's what it's all about, being 1% better every day, right? That's all we can do. So, okay, so everybody give yourself your own rating for your progress. And in terms of, do you come across as the voice of authority in real estate now? Give yourself a rating. And, from here on, I won't be there, but, rate yourself at the end of every week. Okay, this week, how did I do? Am I a 10? Do people really know what I do? Okay, just could be a little check-in every week. Okay, so my next question, I asked about your past referrals on social media, right? So remember I told you about my big box of business cards and my old clients and my old sellers and old buyers, and did you connect to them? Did you have conversations? So who's going to share with me who got a new lead from doing that? Hands up, somebody share. Come on, don't all be shy. One of you.
I'll go again, okay?
Okay, Silva, you can't have the whole session. I'd love you to talk, by the way. You're amazing, but everybody has to share.
But I do have I did get a lead, so I wanted to.
Well done. Well done. Okay. So, and where did you get it from? Which channel?
I get it from my gym because I do my lives from the gym. So the trainer was listening to me and he wants to buy a house now with me.
I love that. I was not expecting you to say that. So my question was actually from social media, where did you get your lead? But actually Silva was going live on a video and somebody overheard her. By the way, Silva, by the way, all of you, I have had a VIP seller of a mansion on the Palm Jumeirah. That exactly same thing happened to me, but it wasn't a video. I just happened to be very loud. It's funny that on my telephone in a coffee shop on the Palm Jumeirah. And between you and me, I knew there were some VIP Arabs behind me, like the Gulf Arabs. We say Gulf Arabs, meaning that they're very wealthy, like that when we say that, right? In Dubai. So I knew that they were very wealthy behind me, and I was really loud on purpose on my telephone. And of course, the minute I put my phone down, they said, "Oh, are you in real estate? We're selling a house." So the thing is, being loud really works out in public, okay? So don't hide what we do. So has anyone else got a past referral that came through them reconnecting on social media that said, I want to buy or I want to sell? Has anyone got one of those for the last 1 month at all that you want to share? Anyone? Okay, I'm surprised.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
It's Christine. So I've gotten nothing that's come to me, you know, where I've gotten a signed contract, but just reaching out to them on social media. I've had some leads and some appointments, but I don't have anything, you know, nothing has sold because of it in the last 30 days, but
okay,
I have been reaching out.
That's okay, because a lead doesn't mean it's necessarily closed yet. A lead is still getting hot, right? It's getting warmer.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's the first step. It's progress. Progress is what we look for. We don't look for the result on day one. Okay, it's just 1% better every day. Love that, Christine. Okay, so my next question is, who can tell me, remember I said have some educational posts on your social media. So who can tell me what was their most popular educational post that they did in the last 1 month? What got the most amount of likes or questions or comments? Like when you did an educational post, like about the market or prices or, you know, the analyses of the market or trends.
All right. Hey, Lucy, how are you?
Hi, Robert. Nice to, well, I can't see you.
Oh, here, I'll put my camera on. Sorry, like I switched off here. I mean, like I switched from my phone, my laptop just now. So.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Robert. Okay.
I didn't post too many actually, but since the last time I saw through Homekeeper, which is an app, like, you know, they send me blogs and stuff, and I posted a blog about how to make your home safe for your pets. And that
I love it.
That actually got a lot of likes.
I love that, because everybody loves animals, right?
Exactly. Oh my God. And I posted it on my business and my personal accounts, and like, you know, and yeah, it got a lot of likes, a lot of follows.
So Robert, let me ask you a question. Did you have a photo
of myself or no? Yeah, like
anything.
Not yet, like yeah, no. The whole blog came with a picture of 2 little puppies and stuff, and it was perfect. And, like, exactly, you know, and like what to do and what not to do. It was actually a great post. It was a great article.
Okay, so do you know what? Pets. Sorry, Robert, I didn't mean to butt in, but pets and babies usually get the most comments in the world. We all know that, right? And in fact, I'm just going to joke, but you know, when guys are looking for girls, they all go to the park with babies and animals. They do.
I've seen it. Hey, a puppy works very well.
we know animals and babies work, right? So Robert, very cleverly, you know, did a post that had 2 puppies as a picture. Robert, amazing. And it worked. And so did you get a lead from that post?
Unfortunately, no. But to be honest, I didn't follow it either. Like, you know, like I'm new. I'm only like 3 weeks into this, so I didn't really follow it. Like I've been more on the, you know, like on the phone with the cold calls. But
Robert, you mean you didn't follow your post?
No, exactly. I posted it. I saw people liked it. I saw people follow it. I talked to a couple people about it, but I didn't really transition it to like, hey, you know, by the way.
And
But
by
now
the way,
that you say
Robert,
it,
yeah, thank you for your honesty there, because this is actually a massive point. Everybody make a note of this, right? So you have posted a superb post, right? It's got a lot of engagement. So what you've really got, if it boils down to it, is you've got lots of eyes watching and listening, right? So you've got everybody there. So you don't want to lose them. So that's when you must comment on everybody's reply to each person different. You know, oh my goodness, that same thing happened to me. How funny. And you want to keep going. And eventually, as you can see, it's becoming more personal. You just take it straight off into Messenger and go personal. Okay. Do you see? Yep. So that's what I do. So every person I start the conversation on my profile, I take it into private, and you carry on and you have a conversation. And that's the conversation leading to the real estate conversation, because they know you're in real estate, right? So
yep. No, everybody knows that right now, but perfect.
The other thing, Robert, you know, on your, was it Facebook you did it?
Yeah, on Facebook.
You know, you get a notification every day when you wake up of all the new comments that have happened, right, on your Facebook page. So every day when I wake up, I go through each of those comments and make sure I've replied to everyone. Don't ignore that. That is very, very valuable that Facebook does that for us. So, you know, if somebody likes something, go back and say, thank you for your like. If somebody comments, go back and say, you know, reply to them, have a chat. So
yeah, no, that's all right.
Robert, you know, you're
that's
saying
true.
that you're busy doing your calls like this, yeah? So the thing is, my calls are those conversations as well. That's also lead generation. It's just different lead generation now, right? It's not the telephone, it's the messages, it's the interaction. That's lead generation. And in fact,
that's probably, and that's probably like a better lead too, because those people already, you know, and I mean, like those people already know me and like me, hopefully. So
exactly,
you know I mean? That's better lead than a cold call. Now, that's, you know,
exactly. You know, I want to share something with you guys. I was talking to a bold agent in the south of France on Keller Williams yesterday from Saint-Tropez. And he said to me that every first day of the month, him and his partner do 100 bold. Every first day of the month, where they do 100 conversations in a day. Now then, I broke it down and I said, you mean you phone and you speak to 100 people in a day? And he said his whole business changes by month, by like week 3. The whole business is set up for the rest of the month because of the first day only. The first day. But anyway, I said, tell me about that 100 bold. Is that 100 conversations? And he said this. He said 80 of those are connection messages on social media about real estate. They're talking about real estate. And the 20 other are actual phone call conversations. Okay, so that goes to show you guys that the lead generation is not just the old-fashioned phone call. A lot of it's the social media communication now through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through Instagram. That's the new lead generation. Okay, but love that, Robert. I love that you that post. Go back and work it. And everybody take note. Maybe we should all be doing a few more pet posts, right? They work. Okay, let's carry on. So let's go through now to what are your new leads in the last month. So if somebody can share how many sellers came to you in the last month because of social media. Who wants to share how many sellers they had? Anyone? Somebody must have got a seller from social media, from one of their posts. Okay, nobody got a seller. A vendor, you call it, I think, right? Okay, so what about buyers? Who got a buyer from their social media in the last 1 month? Amazing, Robert.
Yeah, actually, when I put my business Facebook like on blast, so like it sent pretty much all my friends, like, you know, one of my friends from high school actually reached out, and she was like, me and my husband has been, have been thinking about buying a house, so maybe you can help us. She did say she doesn't think they're ready yet, but but I'm gonna go sit down with them and talk to them,
I love it. I love it.
We'll see what we go from there. Once again, Facebook works, I guess. And it's funny because Well, and it's funny because now that we talk about this, I've lost touch with my social media because I've been so focused on just training and like calling and like now I see that I have to. I have 750 friends on Facebook, so and I have like so I might as well focus on them. Then that's smart. Good.
Do it.
Right.
Honestly,
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know how many hours you guys in your market center talk about, like Steve, for in terms of lead generation. Do you do 2 hours a day or 3 hours normally?
We prescribe 3 hours.
You say 3 hours. Okay. So, I mean, look, I would literally say 2 hours on social media, 1 hour phone calls, or an hour and a half. It's your business. You decide, but I definitely do a half, right? Definitely. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
right. Sorry.
Hey, Mara, I know Mara wants to talk about, I think she has some buyers.
Oh, Mara, tell us.
Well, I'm going through one right now, which is driving me crazy because they keep telling me that they're going to give us the offer tonight, and then 2 days later it's like, well, now we're going to give it to you tomorrow. So my buyer actually went 12,000 over the asking price. So I'm just praying for that one. I just got well, last week I got a lead for, she wants to rent, but she wants to rent like in Greenwich, but she wants to spend like $3,500, where I'm trying to talk her into buying, because if she's going to be spending $3,500 a month, I mean, that's just throwing money away.
Amazing. And so she came through your social media, right?
Yes.
And what post did she come from?
God. I have so many posts.
Okay, so guys, that's really important to make sure you know which post. So then you know which posts work. Yeah.
Right. Well, I get a lot of comments on like all of my posts. So and whichever ones engage the most, I actually save them and I go back to them. That one in particular, I'm not sure. I'd have to.
So just so you know, in my database, I'm sure that you guys have the same. You probably have a little space for the source, right? The source of your lead. And I don't just write down Instagram. I will write down Instagram video about mindset. And then next time I'll be like, the videos about mindset bring me a lot more leads than the pictures of a boat, right? Because I will track what works and what doesn't. So don't just write social media as your source. Get better and better. And Mara, this is the start, but that's great. That's great that you got a lead. Okay, so now what about agent referrals? How many of you got an agent referral through social media in the last 1 month? Anyone? Yay, one there. Anna, do you want to tell us, Anna? Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good.
It was actually during the KW reunion because I was very engaged. So when we engaged, when we have a fire, then we got back. So that was
amazing. Woohoo! She got it from family reunion.
Yes, family reunion.
See, so that is kind of like social media because it was a virtual event online. But you see, there you go, agent referrals. Brilliant. And then someone else. No, I thought somebody had just said they got an agent referral. Please, if anyone else wants to share, you have to just unmute. And then.
Hey, Lucy, let me speak on someone's behalf. So Christine, she didn't get it in the last month, but Christine Olenek, she got an agent referral that resulted in a mega agent hire, and which she now has in her downline from
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. And by the way, that's what I was going to say next. Like, how many agents have you recruited through social media?
Well, it's funny because I got that because I knew her. We worked at a prior, brokerage together years ago, but she saw online that I had capped. And she asked, what's this capping? What's that all about? Which led to the conversation. And anyway, so she did join us, which was great. But it was all because of a social media post on Facebook.
I love it. You see, you just don't realize who's watching and from where and what they want. So it is so important. It really is. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys in general, over the last 1 month, what have you seen happen to your engagement? Are you engaging more on social media now? Like, are you giving yourself some time every day to be on your social media? Can somebody share that maybe hasn't shared yet? I'd love to hear some other people like share their engagement, how it's been. Come on, don't be shy. It's only me. Who's going to speak? Anyone?
I guess I will. So
Yes.
I did my first Facebook campaign through Command, and
Amazing, Diane.
I did get 4 leads from that. So rather
Amazing.
than just posting on my page, you know,
You did an actual campaign, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well done. And those leads, were they buyer leads or seller leads?
They are, I just got the leads, so I just did it over the weekend. So I have to follow up with them at this point.
Amazing. So well done to Diane. That's excellent. Really impressed. See, it just a little bit each day and it changes the results. Okay. And then I want to ask you guys, how many times has somebody else tagged you in a post? How many times have you been tagged in somebody else's post? Can anybody share an example that they've been tagged in somebody else?
I'll comment on that because this goes back to what you were asking before too. We kind of just did our own little Bet on Red campaign in the office because we had our awards ceremony for everybody, Lucy, for 2020.
Yeah.
And then we made a social media graphic for everybody and their award that they won. And we asked them to post it, put it out, of course, that they're so proud of what they won, and to tag their team leaders. I have seen so much activity. I mean, my Facebook's been blowing up compared to what it normally is with all of those tags, and I think the results are yet to follow because so many other agents are seeing these graphics and being tagged to me. I think it's gonna end up in more agent referrals and profit share.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Well, so there you go. So just the tagging is a really, really powerful. And even when you're just replying to a comment, tag them back. So for example, I'm just picking a name here. We've got Anna there, right? So if Anna did a post and I wanted to comment on her post, I would say, I love this post because I also Anna, and I would tag her name again. Because it first of all makes, it shows up in Anna's timeline that I've commented. So if I didn't tag her, she wouldn't know I'd commented. So it's kind of like a polite nudge to say, hey, Anna, I've replied to your comment. So she'll look and she'll comment again. And what you want is, it's like a bat and ball, a tennis game. You want from her to me, because you want engagement. Remember I spoke about noise on Facebook? The more noise, the more movement, the more energy, the more Facebook puts your post higher up, and then more people will see it. And ultimately, what do we want? We want them to see you. We want you to stand out. Okay, so that's that bat and ball, like keep talking, keep having a conversation. Okay, now what about how many times did you tag somebody else in a post? Anyone want to share that? Who tagged somebody else in a post? Well, I did. I tagged some of you after the training. I didn't have all your names, by the way. So, and by the way, if you saw my post, you can still go and find it because I definitely tagged Stephen, but you can go and find it and add your name. And then it sends me a note and says, Lucy, do you give Georgia permission to be tagged? And then I will just say yes. So then you appear in that post, and then you appear in a post from my timeline. And all of my people could potentially be curious and see all the names, including Georgia, look up Georgia and say, oh, Georgia's in Stanford. Maybe I'll get in touch with her. You just don't know what people do behind the scenes, because there's a lot of curious human beings out there who are checking people out, checking what they're doing, where they're at. Okay, so never stop tagging people. Well, remember what I did say that I think is extremely rude? What I did say is rude is, and I've seen it, and I just don't think it's the right behavior, is when you do a post and you just tag 100 people because you just want them to see you tagging something, but it's nothing to do with them. It doesn't add value. And it's just you kind of showing off your property to 100 names. I think that's selfish and rude. It's impolite. So a lot of people do it. They tag me and I just hide it off my timeline. And I think it's rude. But if you're like, this training session, we're all here together. If you were to tag all of your colleagues in this, that's lovely. That's camaraderie. That's collaboration. We've done this together. So I hope you can see the difference in that.
Okay. I have a question. Hello.
Sure.
I'm totally new, and I'm still getting going on the social media. When you say tag people, please explain.
Of course. Thank you, Karen. No, do you know what? Remember, I always said the only silly question is the one you don't ask. So thank you for being bold enough to ask, because I'm sure there are other people that probably want to know. So when you tag somebody, if you put the little @ symbol and then somebody's name, Facebook automatically finds your name if you're friends, and then your name appears in that post. Right? Now, if I was to tag you right now, we're not friends on Facebook, so I wouldn't be able to tag you, Karen. But what I'm saying is, because I'm friends with Steve, I've tagged Steve, so you would see on Steve's timeline that I've tagged him, and then you would see a picture of yourself, and you would then tag yourself on it.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So, but good question. It's not a silly question. I didn't know what tagging was once. I had to learn. So we're all the same. Okay. Now, do you remember I told you about my little secret tip about the happy birthdays every day? Right? Yeah. Okay. So I said, if you go into your birthdays every day and send them a private message on Messenger, don't do it on their wall. Because the more private messages you do as well for birthdays, the more Facebook puts you up at the top. Like it just, there's more, what's the word? It sees more engagement and it puts you higher up the timeline. But now, do you remember I told you about my tip that I've got 5,000 friends and I want to connect with every single person. And if you think of 5,000 people, it's just such a headache. You don't start, right? My mind doesn't, because it's just like, whoa, where do I start? But if you look at a birthday a day, and there's usually about 10 to 15 birthdays a day, I can manage speaking to 10 or 15 people by wishing them happy birthday. And I would say 60 to 70% reply. Why do they reply? Because it's all about them. It's something very, very kind, wishing them happy birthday. I'm not selling them. I'm not asking, do you want to buy or sell? I'm just wishing them happy birthday. So everybody loves to be thought of, right? And so they'll reply, and then I have a conversation. And then, of course, what I did say to you was, because I have a large number of friends and I don't remember all the 5,000 people I added, some of the profiles have maybe died, as in died off. They don't use them anymore. They've got double accounts. I didn't notice. They don't use their account. I haven't seen them active for at least 2 months. I don't want to be friends with people that are not active regularly. So I then just delete them. Okay, so that's my way every day of recycling and cleaning up my friends, so that I've eventually, and I'm not far off, I've got 5,000 amazing connections of people that have my mindset, think like me, not just think like me, but you know, that they're very active on Facebook. They're in every industry. They're in every country in the world, like really a good 5,000 group. Okay, that's ultimately what I'm creating. So if I was to ask you, what was your reaction from wishing people happy birthdays? Can people share their stories? Yes, Dan.
So I started doing this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but what I would do is I would actually, instead of going to the birthdays that day, I would post at least a day early. Yes. And what I would say is, happy birthday or happy early birthday. Just wanted to be the first one to wish you a happy birthday. And I get responses from like 9 out of 10 people that then lead to an actual conversation, which has been awesome. Because I'm always the first. I'm always the first person to wish them a happy birthday. It was kind of funny. There was actually an old college friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in years.
Okay.
Who responded. But not only did she respond, but one of her friends responded, and she was like, no, this is like, how could you do this? Like, I'm always the first person to wish her a happy birthday, like, you know, and it created this whole comment thread that was then on her timeline. And like you were saying, like the more interactions, I guess it posts you up. Like when I see that person's Facebook post the following day on their birthday, my comment is at the top of the list.
Yeah, there you go.
And so everybody else is seeing mine. And seeing my name commenting on it. So it's kind of a great way of getting your name kind of up in front of it.
Absolutely, Dan. And
that's been my experience. It's been awesome so far.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Dan. And the fact you kind of even say in the comment, I wanted to be the first, they think that's really funny. They love it. And they're like, oh, Dan, yes, you are the first. It's just a really nice way to start a conversation. The other thing I was going to say is if you
people who know me know that I'm competitive too. So that like feeds right into it.
Right, Dan, I'm going to beat you to yours. I dare anyone to be the first to mine. Okay. What was I going to say? If you miss the birthday, you can also say happy belated birthday. That's not a bad thing. I've done that. So if you wanted to start from today, you can't go back a year, but no. You can at least, you could work back like 3 days and say, look, I hope you had a really happy birthday at the weekend. I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to send my best wishes. That's really sweet as well. And then the other thing is, you know, like I've kind of in a way, a couple of my messages I have copied and pasted, but it's not obvious it's a copy and paste. It's like, it's a nice message. And I do add their name in each message. So it is their name. But, you know, if you've got loads of people and you haven't got much time, you could copy and paste if it sounds authentic enough. You need to be, you know, really aware of what you're saying. But yeah, it's up to you. Really works a lot. Has anyone else got a birthday story they want to share from wishing someone happy birthday? Anyone else? I would love to have some of the people that aren't talking just share, please. Like, we're here. This is about engaging and interacting, because the whole point of the session is we're learning from each other's stories, right? So like, let's help each other to grow and be better. Anyone else want to share? Okay, yes?
I wanted to share.
Love it. Thanks, Debbie.
Debbie, yeah. I'm just like, I'm trying to be too perfect to go on the social media. I'm trying little things, and I don't know, I'm just think I'm overthinking the whole situation.
Yeah.
So I go back and edit and whatever, but I just feel I have to dive in and make that plunge, because I bring it home and I tell my kids, how does this look? How does this look? And you know, I kind of critiquing myself on it rather than to make the jump and do it. In the regular social media world, I do have a lot of followings, and I do talk a lot and everything, but it's just posting these things, you know.
You want perfection. Debbie, let me ask you, were you on my first session? Were you on my first training?
Yes, I was.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So do you remember what I said? Why don't you start posting, especially if you're doing videos about something you love personally, even if it's not real estate? So think about what you do talk about, because you don't need to be you know, when you talk to people about what you love, you don't have to be perfect. You just talk,
pet,
right?
My little dog. I just took him to get groomed today. So I know that's
yeah, so you can talk, get comfortable first. But the other thing as well, right, is we're all in real estate. So I would assume, if I'm not mistaken, that you are meeting face-to-face clients right now. Yes, you're meeting buyers.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're meeting them, are you worrying about your being perfect or not?
No,
of course not. So social media is no different. Okay. It's just in your head. In your head, you're telling yourself, oh, but it's social media. But your head is actually causing you to be like panicking a bit when it doesn't need to, because you know you do it with the clients face to face. You're just you're an extension of that. That's all.
Good face to face. I'm good at open house.
There you go.
I'm good at a lot of things, but
so you're good at social media. I know you are, and I'm going to be watching.
I know. I just sent you a friend request. So
okay, well, I've got 5,000 friends, but we might have to do Instagram. That's the thing. You can do Instagram, everybody, right? Okay, love. Thanks for sharing, Debbie. I really appreciate your honesty, by the way, because it's not easy to share when there's a room of 50 of us. But I really, really appreciate anybody that shares today, because it's the beginning, right? It's the beginning of today. Right. So let's go to the next question. So what post on LinkedIn got you guys the most reach in the last month? Quiet. So what post on LinkedIn? Anyone want to share?
The one that got me the most was my awards.
Hi, Alice. Amazing. So tell us your award. What was your award for?
I received a gold medal for my performance in last year, and I posted it on LinkedIn, and there was like 500 and some odd. I didn't look today, but it was over 500 like responses.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing. And by the way, well done on your award. Woohoo, champion in the house. But Alice, that's amazing. So you see, people love to celebrate others. So that gives all of us right now listening an idea. Well, why don't we share our successes more? Why don't we share our sales, our awards, our family successes? You know, people love happiness. People love positive posts, especially in the last year of everything we've been through. Happy, you know, positivity is very important. So think about positive posts. And well done, Alice. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, guys, this is the big question, the video. Which video got you the most reach? Yes.
I did one. I did a video about why not to list your home by yourself. And I put it on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, and I got a lot of views and comments on it.
I love it. Okay, great. And you know, what were some of your points why not to list it yourself? What were the points?
I kind of, you know, made it kind of fun or just silly or whatever. I said, yeah, number one, you're not a professional photographer. Number two, you're probably not a professional stager. Number three, something like, you know, putting your home on Zillow is not a good marketing strategy. And then I had two others. I don't really remember, but
I love it. You see, that's really helpful. What a great post, Christine. Well done.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
What else? Who else had their video success story this month? Yeah, Robert?
Yeah, hi. Actually, before I even started, you know, like the first post I posted was like on Instagram, like a quick video with a song and everything. It was like 10 seconds with a hashtag. So this is before I even told anybody, you know, that I was becoming a realtor or anything like that.
Okay.
Hashtag did Bobby Holmes, which is another question, which like, you know, like for afterwards. But yeah, hashtag Bobby Holmes. And I think I actually put who is hashtag Bobby Holmes, and that's all I put. Yeah. And I posted it up, and yeah, and a lot of people commented on it, and that's when I took the chance to be like, yeah, hey, well.
And that, sorry, was that a video?
Yeah, on Instagram, you're able to post a picture. Yeah. So like I made a picture that said, who is hashtag Bobby Holmes? And then I added a song to it. I forgot what song I added.
Okay, so
it was a 10-second thing. Yeah, so I posted it on that.
With music.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was a 10-second video post with just the picture of hashtag who is Bobby Holmes. And yeah, and like I said, like that's all I wrote, and a lot of people answered back to me. And that's when I took the chance to be like, well, I became a realtor now, so that's what that's about.
Cool.
And that worked.
Love it, Robert. Thank you so much for sharing. Has anyone got an actual video that they've done in the last month since I trained, since I came? So what video has brought you the most success that you've done? Who's got a video story? Because remember I shared my video that I did in that penthouse and I had nearly 200,000 views. I want to hear who has a success story in a video. Anyone?
I haven't tracked anything. I haven't tracked it.
Okay, but which one stands out, Karen, that you remember everybody kept commenting?
Well, I did a bunch on Instagram, and they were about, one of them was a story about a home seller whose house expired. He took it off. He didn't like any of the offers, wants to put it on again at a higher price. And I told him, let me tell you, overpricing a house in this market is the kiss of death, and you don't want to be 6 feet under. People really liked it, but I didn't track the other ones.
And that was you having a chat, a video chat?
Yeah, I was, you know, with my iPhone.
Okay, so that
was Instagram.
It was an Instagram live interview, was it?
No, just me talking, and then I posted it on Instagram.
Okay, great.
I did like every day for like a month.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So thank you, Karen, and well done for doing that. Anyone else got a video they want to share that they did in the last 1 month? Anyone else?
I'll share one. Sorry, I'm driving. So.
That's okay. Just drive safe.
But I work with a lot of investors, and so I do a lot of walkthroughs like while they're doing the work.
Okay.
And I happened to be doing a walkthrough and I like fell down the stairs, but I didn't redo it because I thought it was hilarious. And so I actually had somebody reach out to me and they were like, oh my God, I watched the video all the way through because I wanted to see you fall down the stairs. And I ended up having lunch with her and is a potential listing for me coming up.
God. Well, I'm not clapping because you fell down the stairs, Lauren. That is so funny. So does everybody see? You see what happens on video. It's like reality TV. Move over the Kardashians. We have Lauren Oresto in the house. I mean, seriously, love it. Thank you for sharing, Lauren. I love it. That's so funny. Anyone else got a story to match Lauren's? I doubt it, right? Well done. I love that. Okay, so keep just being real, just being authentic. And good luck with that lead. Okay, so who has done the full 21 days live video challenge? And what was the outcome? Who would like to share? No one? No one did 21 days. Oh, I'm sad now. Well, I would ask you for yourselves to try it once. Do yourself like a 21 days, go all out, okay? And I promise you, you will see a difference. You really will. I haven't done mine for a while now, but once I'm back in Dubai, I will be doing another one. And it really changes the game. People start to be wanting to get back on for the next day to see where you are this time. So the challenge, Robert, was to do videos 21 days in a row. Just go live for under 2 minutes and talk about anything. You know, for those that aren't confident on a camera, just talk about anything you love. It doesn't have to be real estate. For those of you that are okay and, you know, happy, talk about real estate. I mean, that's the obvious one because that's the industry we're in. But there's different angles you can talk about. Like, you know, if you're good at mortgages, talk about the mortgage aspect of the market. If you're good about a certain area in your town, you know, do a different video walking a different footpath in your area every day. There's so many clever, creative ways to do 21 days in. And what's really exciting is promote it before you start, because that gets people excited. You could literally say at 12 noon every single day, I'm going to be here live and I want you to be supporting me. Don't let me down. Like, make it fun. So, and promote that 3 or 4 days before. And you could literally do something like, I'm going to share with you my 21 most favorite homes ever sold in Stamford. Right? It doesn't mean you sold them, but your 21 most favorite homes that ever sold. Why not? Okay. And then people start to watch you. You pick up this momentum. It's all about momentum. And then eventually they're like, you know, gosh, you know, like one of you's just shared all these 21 days and they're like, actually, I'd really like to buy a house in that area. That's what happens. Okay. So anyway, let's carry on. So did anyone get, yes.
I'm sorry, quick question. Should I be posting on Facebook or IG?
You can do whatever you want, Robert, because it depends on your audience. And we're just about to come to that in like a questions time. But you can post wherever you want, but it's all about your target audience. So if your target audience is, and I'm generalizing, but if your target audience is under 30, more so go to Instagram. If they're over 30, more so Facebook. If they're professionals and you want the wealthier people, generally LinkedIn is the general what I say. But, you know, don't quote me on that because I'm just generalizing. You know, we're all different. I'm over 30 and I'm all over Instagram as well. So,
and then I'm sure like the under 20s are like the TikToks and stuff now. Probably.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can decide if that's even your audience. Maybe you sell homes and the under 20s don't buy your area. Or maybe you really do sell homes, in which case you should definitely have a TikTok account. That's what we spoke about in the last training. Okay, so what I want to ask is, has anyone been asked by somebody to do more posts on something? Has anyone been asked that question? Oh, can you do more posts about this? Can you do me a video on this? Anyone? Okay, so no worries. Think about every time somebody asks you about your social media, it's feedback. It's very constructive. So remember to act on the feedback as well. So now we're going to the target audience. Okay, remember we created our target audience together. We created who is the person that buys with us and who's the person that sells with us, right? So I'd like somebody, since that exercise, can you share who you think is your typical or your ideal client? Who would like to share that hasn't spoken yet? Let's have somebody that hasn't spoken yet. Come on. just share with us who you think is your typical buyer. There's 45 people and about 7 have spoken. So we've got a lot more. We've got 35 people that haven't spoken. Somebody please share. I'd love to hear from you. Who's your ideal client? Who is your typical client? Go for it. Do it. Share with us. Remember, you can't be wrong. Nobody can be wrong. You can't get it wrong because it's yours. Your audience is different from anyone else's in this room. Who can share?
So I'll share. I can share. This is Donna.
Hi, Donna. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. My typical buyer is between 32 and 42-ish.
Okay.
Mostly a couple of some sort.
Yeah.
And either one child or one child on the way.
Ah, interesting. So you're new families, are you?
I'm newer families, yeah.
Yeah.
And they tend to be first-time buyers of a single-family home. Sometimes they're coming out of an apartment, sometimes they're coming out of a condo.
Amazing. So Donna, has that made you really look at the types of topics they want to know about, the information they always ask, the problems they always encounter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so since my son fits right into that demographic, I kind of cheat in that way. He keeps me current on a lot of that stuff.
I love it. Donna, you know what? You could even interview your son on social media and you could sort of ask him to ask you questions about like real estate.
That's a great idea. I will do that. I will do that. I just hung out with a kid that he went to high school with, and I was 8th grade soccer mom, and they still call me and buy and sell houses with me.
I love it. Do you know, Donna, I'm having a really exciting idea, right? Sorry, everybody, but hopefully this gives you ideas too. So what I'm thinking is you could create a weekly meetup. What's your son's name?
Miles.
Miles, you could see the weekly meetup with Miles. And every week at a certain time, you could be live with Miles asking a question about real estate.
That's fun. That's a great idea. It might be monthly. They're very busy. That's the other thing.
Okay. And the other thing is Miles could even come live with a friend.
Bingo. Great idea, Lucy. Thank you.
And then think about it, right? So Miles is putting it on his Facebook as well. So that's all his friends that, are the same age as your target audience. But then if his friend comes on with Miles and they're also tagged, then all of their friends see you.
I love it.
Yes, you're just thinking out of the box and you've suddenly got your whole target audience done.
Sure. Great. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you for sharing. So who else has got their target audience that wants to share? Somebody else. Let's go for it because we're learning from each other. So together we're learning. I love this. I'm learning as well.
My clients are usually first-time home buyers.
Okay, Alice, amazing. Do you guys have certain areas that you do sales in, or it's a general, the whole city?
Well, we usually all specialize in a particular area, but we can go anywhere in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, but do you generally have clients that come from one area? Or
last year, all my clients, with the exception of one, came from New York City.
Okay. So you can start to see your target audience. And by the way, that's a really important part of your target audience. Where are they coming from? So, I know there's an agent in Florida and she knows that all her clients come from New York. So she does a lot in New York as well. So I love the fact that Alice, you know where your clients come from. And Alice, you should definitely work on how do you get in front of more New Yorkers? Because they're your audience. So it might well be more collaborations with the Keller Williams New York agents. That could literally be a task every week on your 411. I'm going to get to know 10 new New York agents this week, 10 new New York agents next week, and so on for 3 months. And that will massively change your business just through those other Keller Williams New York agents. So do you see what I mean? Once we know our target audience and you study each part of that target audience's, like where they come from, you can really open so many doors and there's so many more potential for leads, Right? Okay, one more person, because this is really important and I hope this is value for you guys and girls listening. So who else wants to share what's their target audience?
So I would like to share, and I'm off camera because I'm driving.
Okay, drive safe, Debbie. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I service the old people. So all of my sellers, old. All of my sellers are retiring, downsizing, moving to a last home, and it's a unique community.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you say retirement age, when you say old, what age is that above? Just so I understand what you mean by that.
Well, it's everything from 60 to 90, honestly.
Okay.
And so it's some are not so social media savvy, some are.
Yeah.
And I love the idea. I love that meeting with Miles for Donna's group. I'm thinking the same thing could happen with this target audience.
Yes. I mean, seriously, Debbie, I'm not joking here. So once I've understood the age, so you're saying 60-year-olds plus, but you know, what do the older generation do in your area? Do they play golf? Do they go fishing? I mean, what do they do?
Some do. There are classes that they attend. Community center activities, that kind of thing. But it's been a little bit disconnected in the last year, and yet hopefully it's going to come back.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, even the fact we've had COVID can actually create opportunities for you. So, you know, as there are centers opening back up or there's communities getting back together, you know, you could sponsor an event, you could be a speaker at an event, you could be helping people, advising them of, you know, what to look for in my, well, you don't want to say last home, that's not the right language, but what to look what to look for in my forever home. That's a nice way to put it, right? And you know that a 60-year-old plus is the target audience you want. So you could put down like 5 points that everybody looks for, like proximity to shops. Well, maybe not, because now everything's online, so that's not important. But you know, it could be proximity to others. You know, a safety. That's a massive one, right? You know, are there lifts and access to easy living, or you know, there's all sorts, or proximity to golf courses, or whatever those people need, and you can actually start discussing those topics. So we're going to come to that right now. But basically, in terms of Debbie's audience. Debbie, what are the questions that you get asked the most, do you think? Because from that demographic, would you say? What do people ask you the most about real estate?
So how much preparation do I have to do in my home? And some are willing and some are not.
Okay, so what do you mean they're not willing to do preparation?
So it seems overwhelming. Everybody seems rather overwhelmed with what they need to do to prepare, and the whole process seems overwhelming. So one of the things that we do is break it down and even calendarize how to do these things, right?
Okay. Okay, so
we've been having success with seminars. Zoom seminars have been somewhat successful.
Love it.
With specific topics. Yeah.
So you know what I'm thinking, Debbie, for you, and by the way, everyone else listening, by having this open conversation with Debbie, I'm obviously assuming that you're taking value from it and using it for your own ideas and target audiences, right? But Debbie, what I would suggest is, if your number one question is, how do I prepare for the move, and I'm feeling overwhelmed, then what I would do is definitely turn that around. I would be doing a live video about my top 5 tips for how not to feel overwhelmed when I'm planning to move, because that, you know, is going to answer most people's question they have in their head. So you're thinking the question that they're worrying about, and you're putting it out there before they've even thought it. And then you come in front of them on your social media and they're just like, she's answered what I was thinking all this time. I'm going to definitely buy property with this lady. She already relates to what I'm thinking. So do you see, we have to be ahead of our client, and we have to think what we already know they're going to go through. And by the way, Debbie, that's so true, because my parents are, you know, in their 70s, they want to move and they're thinking the exact same problem. They're overwhelmed by, you know, packing up the house. They've been here for a long time, and it's the same thing. So it's a common issue. Right. And everybody else listening, if you also deal with the over 60s, and, you know, thanks to Debbie for talking out loud here, but, you know, if you're dealing with that demographic, are you answering that? Are you creating a post on that? Are you doing a virtual seminar on that? Because it's obviously massive. It might well be, Debbie, you could actually start interviewing people that can help, like solutions oriented. So you could have like a storage company come in and tell more about their storage facilities. You could have a packaging and delivery, a home delivery company come in and actually explain what they do to pack up a home and how they do it and how they take care of the pictures, how they take care of granny's old sofa. But when they hear it from the removal men or women, then they're going to be like, oh, this Debbie, she's such a cool agent. She's already thought all my problems. She's got people here she's interviewing. I'm definitely buying and moving with this Debbie. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah, it's very powerful.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. Okay, so going on this page with the target audience, I'd like someone else new to answer this. So we went through who is your typical buyer, right? Or your typical seller. So now think about what are the problems they always face? What are the questions they always ask for your clients? What do your clients always ask you?
How's the market?
Okay, they always ask you, how's the market? Okay, so obviously, Karen, that means you need to be doing market updates, you know, monthly I would do, but it's up to you how often. Okay, great. Who else? Anyone else want to share? What are your clients asking? Like your typical, your target audience, what are their main challenges? What are their main issues? Can somebody else share?
Schools.
Sonali, hi. Yep, they're asking you about schools. Okay.
Schools. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously I understand within the laws of your state, you just have to be aware of what you can and can't say, right? In terms of schooling. But yeah, I mean, I get asked that all the time. And then what other questions and challenges do people have?
But Lucy, if they're asking about school, I think we should not, tell them like which school is good, which school is not good. Rather we can share the information, what is available, online. So Absolutely. Can you please tell me about that little bit?
Yeah, and actually, Sonali, that's a good point. So what you could do as a post is you could perhaps, and if I'm not correct because of your state laws, just somebody tell me, right? But I'm assuming that I will be correct, but I might not be. But what's to say that you couldn't share a Stanford newspaper article on the top 50 schools? Could you share that as a newspaper link? Would you be allowed to do that?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you could share like the press. So I do that quite often. You'll probably see on my social media, I often share news articles from Dubai newspapers. So share a news article. That, go in your newspaper every day and find something that's about property or something about what's going on and just share. Just share the news. You don't have to be the creative guru every post.
Okay.
You don't, right? Sometimes,
Got you.
Like I did a post recently and I just went, good morning, Dubai. That's all I did. And I had, you know how many people liked it? 150 people. But it was an amazing photo, but 150 people. And I wrote, good morning, Dubai. Did I have to use my brain to think? No. Okay. So you can have simple posts as well, right? Not every single one needs to be a massive market analysis. So for those of you sitting here thinking it's too much, I can't think and I can't waste all this time every day. Well, first of all, it's not wasting time. But if you did think it was wasting time, it's because you're thinking too much. Just get on with it, right? And share a photo. Okay, thank you, Sonali. One more person. I'm just aware of the time because we've got a lot more to go. We're going to carry on because I am aware how long we've been. Okay, so now we're going to the content feedback, right? So I just want to ask somebody, can you share an example where you've been very vulnerable in a post this month? where you've shared something which you may not have normally shared in the past, but because of my training, and I said, let's get more real and more vulnerable and share something. Is there anyone that can share an example of that? At all? No? Nothing at all?
I'll share again.
Yep, Christine.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Donna. Sorry, I was looking at Christine.
That's okay. I didn't want to jump ahead of somebody else.
No, go for it.
So I shared a post about, oh gosh, probably about a week ago.
Yep.
And it said, I need cheering up. Maybe you do too.
Oh,
and
I love it.
I posted a very happy song that was Paul Simon, and it was amazing the comments that I got back.
You see, there you go. Because, and I've got goosebumps listening to that, Donna. That's a lovely post, because you can tell that's genuine.
Yeah.
You see, you know that's genuine. Donna wanted cheering up that day, and I'm sure you did with all of the amount of likes and comments, right?
Yeah, and later in the day when I was ready, I shared a little bit about why, and then that was, but the community jumped right in on the fact that,
love it.
In fact, somebody posted back, I did too. Thank you for sharing this video.
So there you go.
Yeah, the song. Yeah, it's a fun little dancey, silly song.
Yeah. And that's really powerful. People, people are more likely to do business with people they like. So, people will relate to Donna sharing that. And, if they need to be buying or selling a property and they just happen to see Donna's post, they'll reach out to Donna through that comment first, and then an automatic conversation would start, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying everybody should be negative and sharing negativity all the time, but, being vulnerable, we're not all 100% positive and everything's perfect all the time, right? So be vulnerable in your social media. Okay. Now we've done videos. Okay. Client testimonial. Can somebody share a client testimonial that they shared on social media? And what was the reaction? Who's got a client testimonial? Do you remember we said, do a photo, do a video, do something? Anybody?
Wait a minute. You do a video sharing of a testimonial?
Yes, you can. If the clients are happy, absolutely. That's really powerful. Yes. Yes. So sorry, Christy. Sorry, you try. I don't know, because your hand goes up. I can't see if you're.
I know. I'm trying to set the group. But anyway, I mean, I did post something, a testimonial, and I try not to just post a testimonial. I told the story behind selling the house. And actually, I just got another one this morning that I'm working on as well. So I told the story as to how I kind of helped the couple. And then at the end of the post, I added the testimonial. And I put, the picture was a picture of their gift that they sent to me. And it got a lot of attention.
I love it. You see, client testimonials are really powerful. Love that.
Lucy?
Yes.
Lucy? Well, I'm sorry to interject again, but I actually have so much to share thanks to you, but I didn't mean to take all the time to do it. I actually have two client testimonials that I interviewed them live on Facebook.
Love it. Okay.
Yes, and I did everything with the inspiration that came from you, with the thought of your contest. I didn't do 21 days, but every day I was doing something that was inspired by you and by your class.
Yeah.
And the first one was the purchase of a home from a client of mine, and I asked him what he liked about me the most. And then the other one was after closing. So I have 2 live interviews on Facebook with my clients.
I love that. I love that. And in the Middle East, it's really hard to get clients on camera. So I'm a bit envious that you will manage to get 2. So if you can get videos of your clients, that's the ultimate. Well done, Silva. Because I find that quite hard, but yeah, they're well done. Love it. Anyone else got client testimonials to share? I'm just aware of the time, and you're gonna have this sheet in your email, so you can fill out the rest as well, because I just want to go now to the next page where I said, okay, did somebody who shared a post about their local business or a collaboration with their local business? Can anyone tell me about a post they did with a local business at all? Anyone got one to share? Any feedback?
Yeah, I have one. I actually shared a chocolatier in Goshen, Connecticut, Thorncrest Chocolates, who has a dairy. They have their own cows and a whole dairy farm, and you can go and visit there. I'm not sure now with COVID, but you know, and I just said, you know, real estate agents, this is a great place to get a gift for a client.
Okay, great. So that was a business collaboration, and obviously they wanted you to tag them in that post as well, right? Did you tag them?
I didn't, no.
Oh, tag them. That's the whole point. So make sure when you're collaborating, you tag them, because then they're going to see you're supporting their business, and then they're going to love on you more. And then eventually you want, because ideally you would love to be able to speak and target all of their clients. That's like a whole nother, you know, 50,000 people that now see Diane as like collaborating with the local organization. Does that make sense? So when you're collaborating, make sure you tag them, and you can do hashtag. If there's actually a name, you can do @. It depends what they have. Love it. Okay, so let's go down to timings of posts. I'm going to be about maximum 5-8 minutes, everybody, just for your timing. So generally, what have people been finding is the most powerful time of day where you're getting the most interaction? Can somebody answer that? When do people seem to interact the most with you?
Surprisingly, in the daytime.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's because they're at home, Robert.
Well, exactly. No, yeah, because of COVID, everybody's home, I guess. But like, yeah,
what
like
time?
surprisingly, from 12 to like 3-ish, the most, like noonish. Like that time I see, that's when I get the most likes on my post. That's when people answer me back and stuff like that.
So it's kind of like lunchtime, after lunch. They've been working hard at it all morning. So for you, Robert, you know that you need to be putting posts on around that time. Yeah. Okay. So really love it. Love the fact you know that. Anyone else got a time that they've noticed? Yep.
Can I edit? I can say about time, but I noticed that when I posted something about food, I have a lot of interaction.
Yeah, sure. Everybody loves food.
and I actually reached nutritionist will do video this Saturday.
Wow.
But I found that it's a lot of feedbacks and people like just, I don't know, like they're hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it, Anna. And your nutritionist, don't forget to tag them and ask them if you can share it on their Facebook, because then all their clients are going to see you as Anna, the realtor. Okay. So this is why you've got to be a voice of authority, and you've got to be an expert, because you guys might be saying, well, Lucy, I have 3,000 friends on Facebook. Everybody knows I'm an agent. Why does it matter if I keep being obvious about being an agent? Well, exactly Anna's example. So Anna does an interview this weekend with a nutritionist, right? The nutritionist will share Anna's post. Then what's the first thing everybody in the world's going to do? Because we're humans and we're nosy, we're going to check out who is Anna. And those are people that don't know Anna yet, right? So they're going to go onto Anna's profile, they're going to check her out. And hopefully, Anna, if we go to your profile right now, it's really obvious that you're a real estate agent in Stamford area selling real estate. And if we go down, we will see some real estate posts and also some information, and we will see that you're an expert. Does everybody get that? Right? So that's the whole point. It's not just for the people on your Facebook, it's for everybody else random in the world that's also going to happen to come on Anna's post, right? So really important.
Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Right, everybody get on there. Okay, I love it. Okay, right, so I've got one more question for you. What has been your aha in the last 30 days since, well, we've all met together? So what's the one thing that's really stood out for you about social media and your business?
I mean, for me, it's been to pay more attention to social media.
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah, like I'm huge on social media, like, but, you know, I've been so focused on everything else that, yeah, I mean, like I lost touch with it.
Yeah. Love it, Robert. I mean, that's a really good aha. You want to be more purposeful and intentional about your social media. What else? Who else has got an aha about social media? Anything?
How much people want to actually engage.
Yes.
That was pretty shocking. Yeah. And I beefed up my LinkedIn account. Thank you for that. I hadn't really
Amazing.
been there.
Love it. I love it. Okay. Who else can share? What is their aha from the last 30 days of all things social media?
Just do it. Just jump in and do it.
Yay, Debbie, just do it. I love it. Okay. Anyone else? Let's have people that we haven't spoken to yet. You can just speak. It's fine. If I would hope you'd have an aha, because otherwise I'll be really sad. What is the one thing that's changed for you in terms of social media? Anyone speak?
Well, Lucy, I just want to second that, what Debbie just said. I'd say just jump in there.
Yeah,
Because,
thank you, Stuart. Absolutely.
I haven't had much of a footprint, but I'm working on it, so it's a good thing.
I love it. 1% better every day, right? That's all we do. Anyone else? Who else is gonna just share the aha? I love to hear.
That it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, so I'll do it more often.
Absolutely, Donna. It is fun. You don't think I do social media because I feel like it's a task. I love it. Olena.
Hi, I have one question. Like if you have about, for example, 500 people on Facebook, does it make sense to go to your friends' profiles and add their friends, or how do you grow it? Or do you even grow it, or they come to you naturally? What's your strategy?
Good
how
question.
to grow your people?
How to grow? Well, Elena, this goes back to your target audience, right? So remember, think about who does buy and sell with you. Okay. So let me talk through my mindset, how I think, because you can relate this to you. So for example, I know that my clients are usually over 40. They're usually more male than female because of the culture I'm in, which is the Middle East. And I know they have a lot of money. So the thing is, I know that, for example, they like sports cars, they like Formula One, they like boats, they like, you know, expensive cars. So then what happens is I will go to maybe a Facebook group that's all about Formula One events. And then I will go in that Facebook group and I will start seeing people that are commenting and chatting about their favorite cars. And then I go to their profile and I start working out who are they? Do they look like someone that's interactive? And then I just send them a random message. I just break the ice message in private and just say, hey, I saw your post you shared yesterday about your dream supercar. Oh my goodness, what I would do to have that car too. I just start like that, break the ice. Now in the back of my mind, what is my intention? My intention is, they like supercars, they like Formula One. Yeah, it doesn't mean they're going to be wealthy just because they're in a group. Of course not. But I'm putting 2 and 2 together and making 5 because I have to start somewhere. And then, you know, you can sometimes work out very quickly if people have money on their, like in the Middle East, you can. I'm not talking generalizing here. So in the Middle East, they show all sorts of like pictures and stuff, and I can work out. So then I will then see their friends. We're nowhere near my friends, by the way. We're complete random person in a Formula One group. And then I check out their friends. And then I start chatting to those friends and messaging them. And then before you know it, I've got another 25 people I can add. And even if I don't add them, because I'm run out of friends, I'm at my 5,000, I can still have conversations with them. And generally they all ask, oh, what do you do? All of them, everybody asks, what do you do? And so there we go. That's how I would add them if I could add more people. The other thing is, you know, say there's, I don't know. So for example, you know, there's a top realtor in Los Angeles, right? And you're connected to this top realtor in Los Angeles. Then, you know, you could have a look through and see some of the posts they've written and check out the people that are commenting on their posts and then work out who those people are and start befriending them. But befriending people is all about that breaking of the icebreaker, right? It's how do you start talking to somebody? So the thing is, that's very key, is how do you break the ice? And so it will be things, it will be like a post you've seen on their profile. And then from that post, oh, I really like that meal that you prepared yesterday. So that's your icebreaker. And then they'll message back saying, thank you so much, Lucy. And then there you go, you can chat. Does that help?
Yes, can I add on that? My strategy is I go to whoever I have more connections with. I go to my friends and I see there is somebody who who has 5 friends common with me. So I kind of just send a friend request. Would you do that to add them? And they accept that request.
Yeah, I mean, you can add friends, but just, yeah, I try to take, the thing is, Dubai is a bit of a different market to you guys. I know that, but I try not to add friends of friends. I try to go completely random because then I'm not kind of duplicating anyone else's. But obviously if you're like, so was it Donna? No, who was it that said their clients are from New York? Was that Debbie? Who said that? I can't remember. Someone said their clients were from New York. So for example, I would go and have a look through New York groups and look at people living in New York, and it's completely separate from your area and your friends. Okay. And going to events, going networking, all sorts, you know, like I just joined a group in the UK. There's 1,500 people. I am not joking. It's for high net worth property individuals. And somebody added me, and I'm not high net worth yet. Okay, but somebody added me, and I don't even know who added me, but I'm so grateful because I'm actually having conversations with each of these people by telephone. And it's like I'm just adding to my database every day, more people. Every single one of them's got an incredible story. They're property investors, they're buying property, they're selling property. And I'm like, wow, I never need to go anywhere again. I'll just sit here and work through 1,500 people on this Facebook group. And I'm having conversations with them. I'm just calling them up. I'm literally saying, can we have a connect call? One person, only one person said, what's it about? And they got all, you know, over the top with me before. And I'm like, well, it's not about anything. It's about getting to know each other. But everybody else was quite happy to have a connect call. And none of us knew what we were going to talk about. We're just having a chat, like a coffee chat. So I do a lot of those, and it all comes from the Facebook group. So maybe you need to look for better Facebook groups to be part of, and be part of the Facebook groups thinking about your target audience. So let's go back to the person that said that they are, you know, they're looking at retired people. So what are the types of Facebook groups for those that are retired? Maybe there's bridge groups, maybe there's, I don't know, like golf clubs, or, you know, you have to go into the groups where the target audience is. This is why it's so important to understand your ideal client first. And that's where most of us make the mistake, that we're just trying to spread ourselves too thin and talk to the whole world. We can't do business with 9 billion people. We shouldn't try. Yeah, we should have a niche, get to know it really well, stick to it, and be well known in it. That's definitely one of my main aha I'd share with you. Okay, we're finishing there. You've got the tracker. Do you remember you've got the tracker at the end where you had to count how many people were on your Facebook at the beginning of like a month ago, how many people on your Facebook now, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your YouTube. Does anyone want to share like where they had the biggest increase? Where did they add the most people in the last 30 days? And then that's it. We're going to finish. I can't hear you. Someone, oh no, okay. Someone was talking. Anyone else? No? Well, mine has definitely been, for me, mine has been my LinkedIn. So I've added a lot more people on LinkedIn, and it doesn't seem it because I'm at my 30,000 limit. But what I've done is I've deleted. So I'm finally starting to recycle LinkedIn because, quite frankly, I thought it was too big to ever start. 30,000 is just too big. Where do I start with 30,000? But now I'm starting to delete and add better people. Thank you, Stuart. Okay, so this is it. This is where I'm going to love you and leave you, everybody. So I really hope this has given you food for thought. You have got a worksheet in your email from Steve. That my mistake, I sent it very late, but it doesn't matter. Work through that. I would actually say to you, go through this on a weekly or definitely monthly basis and just check, just check your progress. How are you doing? What's working and what's not? Just like anything, right? You know, keep doing what's working and stop what's not working. And track your progress. And, you know, if anyone wants to do like an interview about social media, or they want to do an interview about Dubai, or you want me to you want me to ask you questions, I'm very happy to do like collaborative interviews as well. Just as long as you sort out the tech, because I'm not very good at sorting out the live Facebook bit, as in when it's an interview between two Facebooks, I can do my own live. But if you want me to interview you want to do something, just let me know, yeah? So I think that's it. And has Steve gone? I think he might have gone. There we go. Thank you, Keller Williams Zoom Room.
Lucy?
Yes.
Quick last question. Are you on Clubhouse?
I am not on Clubhouse because I don't have an iPhone, and everybody keeps tagging me saying, Lucy, you've got to be on Clubhouse. I know, I need to be on Clubhouse. I've actually been told, Lucy, go and buy yourself a phone right now because you'll make up the return in the phone in like one client. Have you, Christine, have you made clients from it?
Yes, I have, and agent referrals. I find you could get sucked in, so I try not to spend too much time on it, but it would be a fun way to have a conversation. We could all get together on Clubhouse and have the same conversation as well.
Okay, right, got it. Okay, yeah, so I'm not there, but Christine, maybe you want to set it up for your office or something.
I certainly could do so.
Set up like a Clubhouse or something between you guys. But anyway, I've got to go. Thank you so much for your participation. For those of you who did, well done on everyone's results so far. And I think you all have my details. If you look at if you looked at the first sheet, not this one, the one that I gave you a month ago, at the very bottom, you've got my Instagram, my LinkedIn, you've got all my accounts. Add me on Instagram, right? Because I can add you there. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lucy.
Bye.
Thank you, Lucy.
Oh, wait. I haven't done a picture. Oh
I did one and I tagged you.
Okay, well, just everyone smile. Okay, bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.